Aristotle said, "Excellence is an art won by training and habituation." We do not act rightly because we have virtue or excellence, but we rather have those because we have acted rightly. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Dr. Sid Gautam is a staunch believer in this quote. Born and educated in India, Dr. Gautam studied the economies of centralized planning intensively while working towards his graduate degree. Watching closely the repeated failure of economic planning, he began to question the whole concept, its applicability and usefulness for India and other developing countries, and he also began seriously studying alternatives to economic planning. Through articles and speeches, Dr. Gautam strongly advocated that India must promote free enterprise, entrepreneurship, and open markets, and abolish suffocating rules, regulations, and restrictions imposed in the name of economic planning, causing all creative activities and economic initiatives of Indian entrepreneurs to be doomed in the license quota regime of centralized economic planning. After 5 years of successive and glaring failures, economic plans ushered India into a very poor and struggling subsistence economy, where agriculture, business, and industry all recorded dismal growth. While teaching at Wickham University, Dr. Gautam authored 2 books on Indian economics and published over 200 articles in reputed economic and business journals and prominent Indian newspapers, like the Economic Times, the Financial Express, the Hindu, the Deccan Herald, papers with higher circulation than many national dailies in America. During his research, he recognized the built-in inefficiencies in the modes of transportation completely controlled by agencies of the government. After analyzing the causes and consequences of the inefficiencies, waste, and incompetence, he vigorously argued for the deregulation of transportation by road, rail, air, and water. He suggested alternatives and advocated the positive role for the private sector in India. Dr. Gautam came to Methodist College in 1968. When he arrived in Fayetteville, he fell in love with its people, places, and surroundings. Methodist College was still a small academic community spread all over 600 acres along the beautiful Cape Fear River, with long-leaf pines dotting the landscape. Politically, the 60s and 70s were the most challenging period in American history. From the White House to the courthouse, politicians were deeply divided on America's involvement thousands of miles away in Vietnam, while the nation was facing serious challenges here at home. For the first time, American young people were demonstrating from Main Street to Wall Street, challenging the ideas, institutions, and authority of administrators, bureaucrats, businessmen, and politicians. During this period, Fayetteville witnessed more demonstrations and protests than any equally sized city. When outsiders, state, and national media were calling Fayetteville derogatory names, Dr. Gautam only focused on the positive attributes of the city. And, as is his nature, he discovered the best side of the community. He found that among cities of this same size, none has such a rich culture and diversity as Fayetteville, North Carolina. To capitalize on these riches, he formed OFFICE, the Organization for International Cultural Exchanges. In 1973, he organized India Night, a very successful cultural program held in Reeves Auditorium at Methodist College. Highly encouraged by the community involvement and active participation of civic, business, and community leaders, in 1974, Dr. Gautam and members of OFFICE orchestrated a community-wide effort to reach various diverse ethnic and cultural groups to participate in the first-ever organized International Night. More than 40 nationalities became involved in the program. The success was so great and so demanding that OFFICE prompted city leaders to continue promoting the ethnic and cultural riches of our community. City leaders agreed, and with the vast resources and manpower of the city government and other nonprofit organizations, the International Folk Festival was established and is now an annual event that has grown in epic proportions. Every September, tens of thousands of people from Fayetteville and around the world come to what has become one of the top 10 fall cultural events in North Carolina and has made downtown Fayetteville an annual cultural destination. Dr. Gautam took his daughter to the banks of the beautiful Cape Fear River. She so enjoyed the flowing water and surroundings that she asked more questions than he could answer, and later would relate her experience to everyone she met. The Cape Fear is the largest river in the state, but was not attracting as many visitors as it should. Again, with the help of community leaders, Dr. Gautam organized the Cape Fear River Research Institute, later becoming the Cape Fear River Assembly, and for more than 30 years has led environmental awareness in the Cape Fear River Basin. Civic and community leaders were so impressed with the academic, social, and cultural activities spearheaded by Dr. Gautam. They appointed him to the Alcohol and Beverage Control Board to tap his financial expertise in improving the operational efficiency and effectiveness of this very important revenue-generating organization. During his 6-year term, the ABC Board presented a surplus profit check for $1 million to the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners for the very first time. The improvement in the operation and functioning of the ABC Board led the Cumberland County Commissioners to also appoint Dr. Gautam to the Cape Fear Valley Hospital Board, where he served in various capacities. Under his leadership, the county-owned hospital became a self-supporting community health system. This billion-dollar billing enterprise now provides more than 5,000 jobs and serves as the regional health center with a close affiliation to the world-famous Cleveland Clinic, which provides top-rated cardiac care. The hospital ward launched a major expansion of the main campus facilities, including a newly constructed cardiac pavilion, a new and expanded emergency care center, plus a new health care pavilion in North Fayetteville to serve the growing communities in Cumberland, Harnett, and surrounding counties. With the advent of the computer and the World Wide Web, the once flourishing orange groves near San Francisco became Silicon Valley. To satisfy his curiosity, Dr. Gautam made frequent trips to that area to explore the magic of the valley. There he met a group of highly successful Indian American entrepreneurs who had recently organized the Indus Entrepreneurs, known as TIE, whose objective was to teach up-and-coming entrepreneurs to accomplish the goals necessary to become successful. Well-established entrepreneurs working with those struggling was the best way to give back to society. So, with the help of many successful Indian entrepreneurs from across the state, Dr. Gautam was able to establish the TIE chapter of North Carolina. Dr. Gautam has received many awards and citations, and in 1976 earned the coveted Distinguished Service Award given by the United Nations Association of the United States. Dr. Gautam has been featured in several newspapers and magazines and has published more than 200 articles in various academic journals, newspapers, and magazines, locally and internationally. He's in demand to speak on all matters relating to money and speaks to dozens of local, national, and international professional, civic, and social groups every year. Dr. Gautam said, "Small business is the backbone of America. Over the past 25 years, 2/3 of net new jobs in America originated in small business. There were over 700,000 new businesses started every year and 100,000 dissolved because they have not kept up with the challenge." Following his instinct and his strong belief in the benefits to the economy created by small business, Dr. Sid Gautam founded the Center for Entrepreneurship in 1973. The mission of the Center for Entrepreneurship is to help entrepreneurs explore new frontiers of opportunity, promoting, creating, and preserving wealth. The Center for Entrepreneurship relies mainly on the ambition, talent, professionalism, resourcefulness, and drive of successful entrepreneurs in the community to achieve its goal. Since it began, the CFE has recognized over 300 entrepreneurs, movers and shakers from all parts of North Carolina who believe in America's free market system. Here are the programs organized by the CFE since its inception in 1973. As a community resource for entrepreneurs, students, minorities, small business owners, and business people in Eastern North Carolina, the CFE provides educational experiences, networking opportunities, and recognition through business awards. All of its programs reflect the depth and extent of dedication to help these people attain their goals and objectives of becoming the best and brightest in their fields. the CFE's programs for the business community. 1974 saw the beginning of the first program, the Economic Outlook Symposium. The goal was to bring business and economic strategists to Fayetteville to share knowledge with those who would use that knowledge to improve the region's economic climate. The program features two speakers, one who concentrates on the local economic outlook and the other concentrates on the national economic outlook. Past keynote speakers have included Mr. John B. Jung, Mark Vittner, Mr. Erskine Bowles, and many presidents and chief operating officers, marketing and managing directors, and investment officers of banks and financial institutions from all over the country. Mr. Mark Vittner, managing director and senior economist at Wells Fargo Bank, commented that economics is just common sense made difficult. Too often, economists make things more difficult than they need to be. Erskine Bowles commented that in today's knowledge-based global economy, we are competing head-to-head with China, India, and dozens of other countries that are making tremendous strategic investments in education and research. The cold hard fact is that if we don't get more of our own people better educated, we're in a losing fight, a fight that if we shape up, we can still win, and win big. On the other hand, Mr. John Allison of BB&T said, "I've learned that luck doesn't determine your successfulness. Instead, the time and effort you put into it is what you get out of it. My persistence for excellence, my work ethic, time management, and determination allowed me to get where I am today." Each year, the CFE presents 4 prestigious awards: Business Person of the Year Award, Entrepreneur of the Year Award, Greater Good Award, and the Economic and Business Alumnus of the Year Award. In 2011, the university recognized Dr. Gautam as the Entrepreneur of the Year and also awarded him the highest medallion of the university. The unexpected award came as quite a surprise.
The Entrepreneur of the Year Award goes to a risk taker in the free enterprise system, a person who sees an opportunity and then devises strategies to achieve specific objectives. You ever have the feeling that you wish you'd thank someone more than you did and you missed the opportunity and you say, gosh, I wish we had recognized someone for all that they do? Well, we have that opportunity tonight. And for this particular thing that we're about to do, we didn't ask for permission. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to read the certificate and then ask this year's recipient of the Entrepreneur of the Year Award to come forward. From his mother, he learned compassion. From his father, he acquired a devoted work ethic. From an inquisitive teacher, he learned that he had an appetite for learning and teaching. From his first 15 days with his wife, Indira, he confirmed his belief in destiny. From an early age, according to Laurie Larson, Dr. Sid Gautam had 2 big ideas. First, that business opportunities came to those who created them. And second, that America was the best place to find those opportunities. Because of Dr. Sid Gautam's ideas, business acumen, entrepreneurial spirit, and over 40 years of engaged service to the Cape Fear region and Methodist University, scores of local entrepreneurs and business persons have prospered. Methodist alumni have succeeded and small businesses in the Fayetteville community have flourished. He has operated his own accounting business for many years while serving on many local boards and commissions and working tirelessly to preserve and protect our natural environment. For exemplifying the essence of entrepreneurship and his devoted service to Methodist University, the Center for Entrepreneurship at Methodist University is proud to present, and without his knowledge, Dr. Sid Gautam, the Entrepreneur of the Year Award, Mr. Entrepreneurship, Sid Gautam.
I'm sorry that, I'm never short of the words, but this is something, collecting my thought. Let me tell you one thing. When I left India, my father told me only 2 advice, just only 2. He said, son, you are all PhD and all those things you have done it. If you want to be anywhere, I have never been in America, but you are going to a new land, just remember these 2 things. And the first his advice was always treat every human being that you come in contact as you want to be treated. Doesn't matter whether they are rich, poor, black, white, whatever the kind of educated, uneducated, make sure that is there. And the second thing was give as much as you can give to your community. That is the most important thing that you do. And from the very first day that whatever I did, my source of inspiration, Gandhi always used to say, my source of inspirations are the people. So my source of inspirations are the people who come attend. I could not, yes, I think unthinkable. Yes, I try to always reach unreachable. And I dream as much as impossible. But in all that one, I could not do alone. I need all the help, and I can't really thank you. And today, I'm almost overwhelmed. I cannot really thank Dr. Hancock's what you have pulled, because I have no idea, even until 10 minutes back, what you are really going to do that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The Stock Market Symposium is the first major event of each calendar year. Like the Economic Outlook Symposium, the Stock Market Symposium also brings valuable information to local business owners and entrepreneurs, but its focus is on the stock market. Company presidents, chief investment officers, managing directors, and directors of research from major investment companies speak each year. Past keynote speakers include Sir John Templeton, president and founder of Templeton Mutual Funds; Dr. Len Reeser, managing director of Bank of America Investment Strategies Group; Mr. Ajit Dayal from India, deputy chief investment officer of Hansberger Global Investors, as well as many others. Here are some of the Stock Market Symposium programs presented by the Center for Entrepreneurship.
The American stock market has been going up now.
During the 20th Annual Stock Market Symposium, the late Sir John Templeton made this comment.
There will be bear markets, and I will risk a prediction to you tonight that you will see bear markets as great as 40%, carried down to 40% below where they are at the peak. And how soon that bear market will start, nobody knows, especially not me, but there will be a bear market.
The next day, the stock market reacted to his comments, and the Wall Street Journal report attributed the stock market drop to be a reaction to the comments made during a meeting in Fayetteville, with the headline in Heard on the Street. The Stock Market Symposium Awards include American Business Ethics Award, sponsored by the Society of Financial Service Professionals, Small Business Excellence Award, the Silver Spoon Award, and the Outstanding Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. The Business Succession Forum Network, or BSFN, was launched in 2000 to connect business owners with experts in the field of business succession. This program emphasizes education and networking. In 2003, in response to statistics that illustrate how few businesses survive into the second and third generations, the Center for Entrepreneurship decided to form a network of exclusive members called BSFN 95. Exclusive membership is open to a maximum of 95 successful business owners and entrepreneurs. They receive weekly periodical business briefs, newsletters, and occasional copies of special articles on issues related to business succession. These are some of the BSFN programs presented by the CFE. Face of the Future, Estate and Business Planning, Doing Business in China, How to Survive Tough Times, Government Contracting, and there are many others. When Dr. Gautam said, "I'm always talking to people who already have good businesses, but don't know how to make them truly great," the CFE responded with a new program called Top Gun. Top Gun seminars and mentor programs explore strategies and techniques for those looking to take their businesses all the way to the top. Success is not a destination, it's a journey, added Dr. Gautam, stressing that businesses content with where they are now are likely headed for failure. Our objective all along has been to become a mecca for entrepreneurs. This is the way we are doing it. Programs for students. Boot Camp for Budding Entrepreneurs is a program providing selected high school students the opportunity to learn entrepreneurship firsthand from the region's successful business leaders. It was designed to help the students succeed in their goals of business ownership and leadership, while showing them the business resources and opportunities available in their community. Started in 2000 in Cumberland County with only 10 students, this program outreach has now grown to more than 40 students for each county and expanded to 8 surrounding counties. Students in the boot camp program are engaged, enriched, and empowered. Selected business owners give detailed accounts of their startup, growth of their companies, and the challenges along the way. The students are taken to visit a local business and get a hands-on view of what actually takes place. In addition to speakers and field trips, the teens work in teams and develop hypothetical business plans for their own ventures. The students then present their business plan to a group of entrepreneurs for a chance to win $300 for the best plan. The Quantum Leap Initiative is a program designed to introduce students to the world of business while exposing them to the latest trends and developments throughout the world. According to Dr. Gautam, our gifted students must be challenged. In order to assist low and mediocre students to perform well, often the most brilliant and gifted students are neglected. Some of these students even find school not very challenging. We desperately need strong leadership in our secondary education system. We need to promote and inspire the natural talent in our high school students. If we as a country do not want to see our youth passed by, we need to encourage our students to develop the science and math skills that will be critical in the future. The CFE launched the Quantum Leap Initiative to recognize those overachievers in and out of the classroom. We want to challenge the status quo by discussing in detail current best-selling business books and by giving them the opportunity to mingle with successful business leaders and entrepreneurs. The Entrepreneurship Expo is an opportunity for high school marketing and entrepreneurship students to meet and network with various entrepreneurs, and is a collaborative effort between the Cumberland County Schools Career and Technical Education Department and the Center for Entrepreneurship. The Entrepreneurship Expo has been sponsored by different agencies and institutions which provide exhibits and displays for the expo. Program for the Teachers was developed to expose high school teachers to the world of entrepreneurship and to develop within each teacher an entrepreneurial spirit with new ways to educate and motivate their students. The Teachers Institute for Entrepreneurship is a 3-day workshop of presentations by local officials and is highlighted by successful entrepreneurs presenting their stories. Launched in Fayetteville, this successful program has now expanded into 2 surrounding counties. Other special programs for the Center for Entrepreneurship have included the Thank You Series, launched in 2002 to recognize an important company in the local community. The program includes a reception, lunch, a tour of the company's facilities, and an evening banquet with several speakers who each send a special thank you to the company. Some local companies who have been honored are MJ Sophie, PwC, DuPont, and Kelly Springfield. Legacy Lunch honors individual business owners who have made a significant contribution to their local communities and have improved the quality of life for those around them. The Global Initiatives Program allows entrepreneurs, students, and business people to explore growth opportunities in the fast-changing global economy. Business trips provide valuable insights regarding cross-border opportunities for American companies, entrepreneurs, and investors. Local papers announce upcoming trips. The first visit in the Global Initiatives Program was to India, where the team met with major industry and government leaders, and of course, visited famous tourist sites. The second global initiative was to Central America, Costa Rica, Panama, and Guatemala. The third trip in global initiatives was to China. No trip to China is complete without a visit to the Great Wall. They also enjoyed the beauty of this ancient land. The tour of the great cities of Asia was the most recent trip. The striking growth in all of these countries clearly describes the need for the CFE Global Initiative Program. The success of the organization depends on the outstanding support of the Advisory Board. Dr. Sid Gautam's 44-year journey of excellence begins and ends with the same idea. Entrepreneurs always think the unthinkable, reach the unreachable, and dream the impossible.
As many of you may or may not know, Dr. Sid Gautam is retiring June 30th of this year. But this small idea that Dr. Gautam and the organization started a little over 40 years ago will continue forever. And it is one of those activities which represents the saying that it is always better to light a candle than curse the darkness. Because Dr. Gautam brought this idea to the university and our community, it is my honor to announce that in conjunction with the Center for Entrepreneurship Advisory Board and Methodist University, to announce the establishment of Dr. Sid Gautam Entrepreneur Fund in the Reeves School of Business. And Dr. Gautam, we certainly want to thank you for what you've accomplished here and what you've contributed to our community and to Methodist University.
As I started to think about meeting Dr. Gautam for the first time, I remember walking into his investments class. I was a young W-2 that was trying to get promoted, and I figured if I got my degree, that would help. He was teaching us then how to be entrepreneurs. He handed each one of us $10,000 in play money, of course, and told us that we could make our grades based on how we did with the money. We could invest it, we could sell, or we could hold. Many of you have known Dr. Gautam is very fond of a saying, and that is, there's no such thing as a free lunch. And I, for one, can attest that his grades were not handed out freely. To be honest, after 20 years, I don't remember what grade I got, but I do remember that it was during that class that I attended my first symposium, because he made each one of us go to the symposium and wait tables. It wasn't until the late 90s that Dr. Gautam and I would renew our relationship, but after 7 years, he remembered me from class and immediately offered to help me any way he could. I had started a business and trying to get my arms wrapped around the issues that a new business must tackle. During that time, I saw Dr. Gautam. I saw a side of Dr. Gautam that many of us have seen over the years, a very sensitive and caring individual who loves to help others. One such time was when the company was trying to get a $400,000 line of credit after one of the local banks had notified us that they weren't really a business-friendly bank and they would prefer we take our business elsewhere. After a few weeks of frustrations and closed doors, I took Dr. Gautam up on his offer and asked if there was anything he could do to help. To my surprise, he not only made a recommendation, he set up the appointment and took us to the bank, made the introductions, and spoke to the bank rep on our behalf, to which we later got the loan. On another occasion, Dr. Gautam and I ran into each other at the Healthplex, where him and I both like to go in the morning and probably need to go a lot more. The company was going through a particularly tough time. It was in the early 2000s, and I was optimistic. And it's my late CFO used to call me, I'm the ultimate optimist. And I thought, sure, the company would turn it around and we would start winning some work soon. Dr. Gautam saw me in the hot tub and stopped, and even though he had an appointment, took a few minutes and sat down to listen as I explained that I did not want to lay off some of the folks because I was afraid they would find jobs, and when we did win the new work, we wouldn't be able to do the work without those employees. Dr. Gautam gave me probably the best piece of advice that I've ever received. He told me it was my job to ensure the company survived, because if the company survived, we all had a chance to survive. If the company failed, none of us would survive. We went on that year to lose almost $220,000, but without the layoffs, the company would have had to close its doors. We survived because he cared enough to get involved and help me make the right decisions, regardless of how tough it was. These are just a few personal examples of what Dr. Gautam has meant to me, and I wish him all the best with his future endeavors.
The university's highest award, the University Medallion, recognizes individuals who have demonstrated excellence in their service to Methodist University, the community, and the nation. This award is for signature people, those who are leaders with unparalleled contributions toward excellence. Sid Gautam is one such individual. On behalf of Methodist University, I am proud to present this award in recognition of his service, his leadership, his inspiration to all of us, and for being the entrepreneur's entrepreneur.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, folks, the time has come to say goodbye. It is never easy to say goodbye, all good things. First of all, these 44 years have been such a wonderful, wonderful joy. They always try to say, success is not a destination, it is a journey. And in this journey, there are many, many, many people I have to say thanks. And probably we will be here if I count all the persons who have really been helpful. But I will just try to say few, and I hope just give me a couple of minutes to say thank you, and then you will have whatever the things you want to do, you can do it. The first and the most important person who has been for all my 44 years has been with me in my thick and thin, as Marty and Marty's father said, has been my lovely wife. She has been here not only in all presentations, in all walks of my all achievements as well as my failures, but also she is also credible for raising my only daughter single-handedly while I was running in all the meetings and presentations. Please give a round of applause for my daughter who flew in from New Jersey and my lovely wife. Indira, go ahead and stand up, okay? The last time I will ask you. She doesn't want to stand. Well, also on my table there are four other people I want to introduce. My nephew, Mr. Anil Gautam, and his wife, Abhilasha Gautam. Please stand. You can stand. You are not modest. And, and my very close friend, a serial entrepreneur, Mr. Rajesh Rao, and his wife, Mr. Rekha Rao. But in Center for Entrepreneurship, if you really know, I could not run this program without the successful board of advisors. And this is once again a chance. I really want to tell you I was so fortunate enough to have such a large number of very committed and dedicated members of my advisory board. At this time, please, I will ask all of you who are members of my advisory board, please stand up. Mr. Tom Keith, board chair, Mr. Marty Caton, Mr. Tom Wills, Mr. Larry Walsh, Mr. Eddie Sasser, David Herring, Mr. Dale Philly, Mr. James Sherrill, Mr. Bob Dunn, Mr. Ralph Huff. Did I miss anybody? When you are recognizing, oh, Miss Carolyn over there. That's Carol Riddle, Armstrong, yeah. See, all these people, these are so, Mr. David Herring comes in every my program from all the way from Florida. Bob Dunn has rarely missed, he drives all the way from here. I think Patrick Zimmer was there, but he has to catch the plane tomorrow early morning, but he was here. Sharon Valentine, where is she? She was over there, Sharon, she can never miss over there. Then we always, there are so many, each board member, Tom Wills and whatever that you can, Jim Sherrill, all of them, and Tom Keith, the chair, he's so kindly and he is so willingly given. Mr. Dale Philly attended my every program of the teachers of the boot camp of all the programs that we have been doing. There is not I could not do these programs without the help of all these people. So I was very lucky, very fortunate to have these innovative and creative people to provide not only a big inspiration and motivation, but at the same time to really provide all the resources that center needed. Please remember that all 40 years, the center was a self-sustaining, independently financed by the entrepreneur, all the entrepreneur that organization was. And I cannot thank enough for all these board members who really planned, promoted, and encouraged all the programs to do all the things. The next one who was really very much important in running the center is, one more person I would like to say, is Maria Taro. Maria, where are you? Can you stand up? Hey. All of you know, there is a single, hardly there is any person who has ever been in contact with the Center for Entrepreneurship who has not been in touch or who has not been touched by Maria. She has been a tremendous, remarkable force. And how can I really say goodbye to Methodist without saying thanks to Methodist itself? Dr. Hancock, you are fortunate enough, and we are fortunate enough both ways, to come to this organization. I started serving under the first president. I served under the second president. As Gene and I, we were just talking, then the third president, and you are the fourth one, probably the most challenging one. But one thing I can tell you, Methodist, the best days of Methodist are still ahead. I still remember 44 years back when I was coming from railroad, I came to this town just only with one suitcase. And I will never forget the day, and I was asking taxi driver, we passed that VA hospital, where are you taking me? He said, where you want to go? I said, I want to go to Methodist. Didn't I tell you? He said, yes, I'm taking a Methodist. But I said, these are all cornfield. There is no town, nothing is here. That was Methodist. We have really come a long way. Methodist is such a lovely, wonderful institution. I can't really thank Methodist for really giving me such a wonderful opportunity to really plan, promote, and execute the things. It was the really place where I could tell everybody and preach and practice, as Larry was telling, thousands of his students. Those when they come and touch and tell me, I still walk, and some people, I still get the email from the 60s and 70s students say, you may not remember, I was the quietest, like Bob Dunn always says, I was the quietest student in your class. How many people are lucky in this world to have that opportunity? I really thank you, and it is a great day for me to say, I'm lucky, I enjoyed it, and in this one I still said that I could really practice my ideals of thinking the unthinkable, the reaching the unreachable, and dreaming the impossible. But I could not do all these things without the help of all of you. In each my program, I ended with one thing. All these programs are because of you. If you would not have come, there are so many people that I cannot really give enough thanks in my life who were really helped me in whatever the way I asked for help. And that's the reason I could achieve whatever the modestly I could achieve. And for the rest of my life, I will be really grateful for all of you. Thank you. Good night. Good luck. God bless America.
Dr. Sid Gautam has enriched Methodist University. He's enriched the business community, both locally and beyond. His good works have touched all of our lives, and we're certainly thankful for his special gifts. Thank you again, Dr. Gautam. Thank you all for your participation in this event. We hope your commitment to the Center for Entrepreneurship and Methodist University continues. Drive safely and good night.